And we're live. Back on the Facebook Live again. And today you want to be talking about why it's absolutely vital to your physical and mental health and emotional health for you to set healthy boundaries. It's a topic that's been coming up again and again and again with personal clients, consultations I've been having. So I really want to talk about this topic. Before we get into it, as always, if you're not already following me on my website or on our mailing list, then please do head on over to www.reviveyourself.co and put your name and email in so you don't miss any of our content, podcasts, videos, articles, etc. Because we never know how long we're going to be on these Facebook-owned platforms, as I've said many, many times before now. But I'll keep on saying it just to get you guys over to our mailing list. As I said before, www.reviveyourself.co. Put your name and email in, and you'll have access to everything straight to your email. So, also today, guys, people have been asking me about that, about where was the news about blood clots when it comes to getting the jab. It was actually on the news, it wasn't an article, so that's where you won't be able to find it. So, I want to get into why it's really, really important to set boundaries, healthy boundaries for your physical and mental and emotional health. Now, so many people that I talk to on a daily basis, consults that I have, a lot of the issues that present themselves are not just from physical issues, but from the mental and emotional angst that they go through when it comes to their relationships in life, whether that be with their parents, which is a huge one, very close friends, family, and even work colleagues, for example. And lots of people they continue to have these relationships even though they're not serving them anymore in the way that they used to. So often I ask my clients or people that we have consults with, if you met these people now, would you still be friends with them? Or, how do you feel when you think about having to spend time with these people? And a lot of the time, I get stressed, anxious, I start to have butterflies in my stomach, I don't want to see them. Okay, and this is why it's really, really important, because that level of anxiety, stress, has big impact, can have a big impact on your health. As I mentioned before, every organ is linked to a physical issue. And for example, all frequencies, so anger, the liver and anger are linked. The gut holds grief and resentment. You can get heartbreak, you can actually get issues with the heart when you've actually been heartbroken. There's so many things like this, So this is why it's really, really important. Now, when it comes to these relationships, it can be very hard, to create new boundaries when existing boundaries have been in place for so long. But that's where, going back to what I said the other day again, it's about becoming an adult and understanding that you have to put things in place to serve you, because if you're not healthy, if you're not at your best, you can't serve yourself or your family to the best of your abilities, which is absolutely vital. The analogy I always like to use is, if the oxygen masks fall on the aeroplane, they always say what? They say fix your oxygen mask first, because if you're not able to be functioning and no one else around you can get your help. So a couple of things, these relationships that you have, whether it be, number one, parents. Parents are people that no one can muck you up like your parents, and no one can love you like your parents, but no one can muck you up like your parents, because they a lot of times project their wants and needs onto you. And they have their ways of going about this manipulation. They're very, very good at it. And a lot of times it comes from a place of love, but that love can be misguided. And I can't remember who it was who said it, but it might have been Carl Jung, who said, you're not ever an adult until you can break free from your parents' wants and goals for you, if they're not in alignment with what you want to do. And so a lot of the times I like to ask people, when it comes to these relationships, whether it be at work, family, whatever, does this relationship serve you anymore? How would you feel if that relationship wasn't in your life? And so many times people they soften, they say, oh my God, I'd feel so much so much better. I'd feel at ease. I'd feel relaxed. I was like, okay. So imagine if you felt that way all the time. Do you think you'd have these gut issues, these etc.? Do you think you'd have these liver issues, skin issues? Do you think they'd be? I mean, skin's another one where if you're out of alignment with who you are, it can really cause an issue with your skin. Same as the neck, as I mentioned the other day. If your neck, it joins your body to your head. If you're not living in a way that's accordance to where you actually feel that you should, then you can get neck issues. Same with the throat. If you're not speaking your truth, you can get issues with the throat because the energy, that chakra gets blocked. Okay, so before, just because a relationship's been a certain way doesn't mean it has to continue in that manner. And they're not easy conversations to have, but they're conversations that need to be had. You'd rather have honest disharmony for a short period of time rather than dishonest harmony for a long period of time, because dishonest harmony, after a long period of time, those little things bubble up, and eventually they burst. Okay, so this is why you can do things. It doesn't mean you have to completely cut these people out of your life whatsoever, but it means setting boundaries. If you need time for yourself, say you've got someone who always calls, it could be your parents, sister, brother, whatever it is, always calls you, wants you on their terms, setting boundaries, saying, look, I'm not going to be answering the phone to you for a week, I need some time for myself, or I'll only see you on this date, for example. Or just loving people from a distance, sometimes saying, you know what, mum, dad, sister, brother, whatever it is, I need some time for myself. If I don't get it, if I feel like I'm going to, explode, or I'm going to be pushed into depression, anxiety, whatever it is, I need some time for myself. If you love me, you respect that, okay? And take that time to go and do the work on yourself, come from a loving position. Do all the things that you need to go out there, breath work, good food, cold showers, time in nature, introspection, write things down, get things out of your head. Go and do these things. It's really, really important. You have to start treating yourself like someone you love, which is extremely important, okay? And when you start to, so many times I've spoken to people about this, like how would it feel if you could have that time, that space alone? And once again, they say, oh, I'd feel awesome. So, okay, and once again, do you think your body would be so tense and uptight if you had that time for yourself? And no. So this is why it's extremely important, okay? Because not only does it clear your head mentally and emotionally, mentally, that affects your emotions, but physically as well, because that tension, if you're constantly in a state of tension, it's almost like pulling a rope apart. Eventually, one day it will snap, okay? Another analogy I like to use is blowing up a balloon. One day, eventually, it will burst. So, you can love people from a distance from a while, and if these people are not in alignment with you, maybe don't breach subjects which push you into situations where you have arguments, okay? But sometimes you need to have difficult conversations, of course you do, but if they're coming up every single time you meet, then it's no good for you. It's pushing you into a state of stress. So, some people brighten up the room when they walk in, some people when they leave. And so if these people are people that in your life are actually making you smile when they leave, then you really need to reevaluate your relationships with them, and really have to reevaluate your relationship with yourself, coming from a place of respect, okay? Because without you getting that right, you're going to keep on going round and round in circles with these people. So, remember, health is much more than just nutrition. The mental and emotional are extremely important, so is physical and energetic. And these situations, mentally and emotionally, can really drain on people, and they can really lower someone's energy to the point where they're not even themselves anymore, okay? So take this on board, people, If you need to, set new boundaries with people. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but it is simple. And, stick to them. It's part of being an adult. And if people overstep the lines to the boundaries, then they have consequences, Look, this is what I want to do. I want 3 weeks by myself, or I won't be answering the phone to you after this time, or whatever it is, okay? If they do, you just soft next them, which is you just withdraw your attention for a little while and give yourself that time that you need, okay? Because it's not selfish looking after yourself, it's completely necessary, okay? So really important. If you're just setting boundaries, it's really important for your mental, emotional and physical health, okay? So hopefully that's helped, guys. If you need to as well, journal these things out. If you should speak to people, not a problem, go and do that, okay? This is why we cover all this on our programs, because it's so important. You can be eating the best food in the world, doing all the breath work, etc. But if your mental and emotional health isn't where it should be because of the relationships that you're having, and they're putting that strain on you every day, then you'll never reach your full potential, okay? And this is the same in a workplace. If a relationship at work's not serving you, what can you do to change that? You know, whether it be writing a letter to someone, speaking to someone, you know, putting those boundaries in place, they're absolutely vital, okay? As always, if you are dealing with a health issue and you know you want to overcome it, then please send me an inbox here or an email to ryan@reviveyourself.co. I'll get to it as soon as I can. We can have a chat about how we can help you. I will be going live with Tom Barnett on Instagram at 11 p.m. UK time. Earliest I could get Tom on, because it's going to be his 8 a.m. Australian time, and that will be tonight. So if you don't catch that, you can just we'll be posting it anyway tomorrow, etc. And so yeah, hopefully this helps. Exactly, it's like a black cloud hanging over your head. If that's there every day, it causes a lot of tension and mental and emotional angst. So yeah, if you are dealing with a health issue, you want help, you know, inbox me here, email me at ryan@reviveyourself.co. Otherwise, guys, yeah, see you on Instagram at 11 if you're still up. If not, you know, get your sleep. You can watch it tomorrow. But lots of love. Stay happy, stay healthy. I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.